Works. All right. Well, welcome everyone back. JS Unfiltered. It is back and it is ready to go.
Olay!
Yeah, man. We took a little time off. Of course, had to take care of a couple things and such, but a lot of things have happened. A lot of things we got to unpack here for sure. We've had some scares here in California. We've had some things go on in Tennessee. So let's get to it. Sam, what's on the plate for today, my friend?
Yo, I'm so glad to be back after all this time. I'm glad that you got your shit together and you decided to come back to JS Unfiltered, Jason. Yeah.
Uh,
It was about to be like S Unfiltered, bro. It was about to be just S Unfiltered, and then the title would have been weird, and people would have been like, "Who the hell is this? What's going on?" Like we got the band back together, and you know what, Jason? It's better when it's JS Unfiltered, and because we don't want no S filter unfiltered. And I'm
of
glad to be
course.
back here. Just so everybody knows, I'm moved here full time. That's the difference too. I moved here to Tennessee. All our other episodes were me and my tiny Buena Park apartment recording in there. And now I'm over here and I got my home office. This is not a Zoom background, by the way. This is a real home office that I have set up here in my house in Tennessee. Man, prices in California have not gotten better, have they, Jason?
No, not. No, they have not, and I don't see them going better. They're gonna get worse as time goes on, honestly.
How much does gas cost over there right now?
Oh shoot, I think it's over $6. I know that for sure.
It
Over
is
$6 a gallon.
where you live in Orange County. It's over $6 a gallon right now.
Yeah, if you the gas station that's right next to my house, I think it's 5.59. But you go down the street more into Cypress, like where that Target was, if you
Uh-huh.
remember.
Yeah.
There's a gas station over there somewhere. It's like six something a gallon. So literally, you cross
Holy
the street, it's over $6 a gallon. So that's freaking insane. I'm sorry.
my God, dude. Over $6 a gallon. Over here, right now, it's about like I think the gas station down the street from
Oh,
me
did
is
I
like
lose you?
380, something like
Probably
that.
did. See, that's not my connection because I have this little thing right here that's connected to my Wi-Fi to make sure that doesn't happen. Because I was educated by the.
Oh boy, hold on. Okay, I'm back on the recording. So just so everyone's aware that it's Jason's internet
No, no, no.
was bought from Timu. And he says that if you buy internet from Timo, it's going to work just as good as my internet that's bought from, although I don't really like the big companies, but I have real internet. And Jason has Timu internet that he bought from an app on the TikTok store, and he says that that's good
You
enough.
haven't?
See, as everybody can see, Jason is frozen, and we can't hear him.
No, I am not frozen. You are the one that's frozen. I have the magic cord here that I showed you. All right. I bought this damn thing on Amazon because that was happening when we first did this. Then I was educated to get this extension cord thing and plug it right into my router, which I've done. And
Did,
we
did,
haven't had
did
an
you plug it
issue.
in?
Now we're having issues again.
Did you actually plug it in though?
Yes, it's plugged in. It's on. It's blinking.
It's like this morning when my mom's like, "Son, why is my watch not charged?" So what she does is she puts the watch, like the Apple Watch, on like the little magnet
Hmm.
pod that you charge it on, but
Yeah.
then that cord is not plugged in. So I'm
Go
like, well,
figure.
it needs to be plugged in all the way for it to charge.
Too easy.
So I suspect that you have it plugged in on your computer, but then on your router it's probably dangling.
No, it's fine. Everything's plugged in. It's plugged in. Shit, it's blinking. I see it. It's blinking. That means it's plugged in. It's getting power. It's fine. God almighty. It's your cows and your chickens that are probably getting in front of the wires and stuff. That's probably what's happening.
Cows and chickens amplify signal, okay?
Okay.
But I wish I had some freaking cows and chickens on my land, man. One of
I,
my neighbors has a chicken coop,
okay.
and I do my neighborhood walks around, and I could see all the chickens, bark, 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 like walking
Yeah,
around
yeah.
over there. It's cool. And then I the other day I walked by and I saw that there was two ducks there. So they got ducks as well too. I'm like, what the heck?
Oh,
So
that's
they have
cool.
ducks and chickens and they have a dog right there.
Uh-huh.
And the dog is like when you walk up to look at the chickens, the dog will try to scare you away.
Ah,
Move
hilarious.
along. Get out of here. Woof, 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 woof.
Goodness.
Don't be looking at these chickens.
Oh, goodness.
But I was just, I have this talk like all the time with people because they say, "Oh, are you from Tennessee?" I say, "No, I'm not. I'm not actually from here. I just moved here. My family had moved here about 5 years ago, and as Jason knows, I've been visiting here back and forth a lot between those 5 years, mainly for holidays and stuff like that. I'd spend my time over here, but now I'm actually full time here." And so I get that question a lot. Where are you from? Like, are you actually from Tennessee? No. And it's so different. And people ask me, what has it been like for you? Do you like Tennessee? Because if you grew up here, especially if you grew up like in a small town, you kind of have that cabin fever that you want to get out and you want to go explore. They're in love with California, Jason. It's romanticized here.
Hmm.
And even New York, and people want to go and on vacation, they want to get the hell out of Tennessee. Not that they don't like it, it's just that there's not a lot going on here.
Right.
But I'm about 30 minutes north from Nashville, and Nashville is party central over there. You got Broadway, which is like Las Vegas Strip, so you walk up and
Hmm.
down it and there's people everywhere. People are drinking, having a good time. It's that 20 something crowd having a great time over there. And
Right.
you got people that want to visit and see some of our history, nature, our landmarks. I like to go down to the Capitol, and there's like a giant park, and I walk laps throughout that park at the Capitol.
Hmm.
It's really fun. But life here is different because I'll tell you a couple things. One, and someone was telling me this, he said, Sam, I miss being in California where any service that you needed was always around the corner. Mechanics, like I've been looking for someone to fix my windshield and I called Safe Light, like, hey, can you come to your house? Because the commercial says we come to you. And then they asked for my address. They're like, oh no, we don't come to you. It's like, what the heck, dude? So Safe Flight doesn't come to you here. You have to go out down to Nashville. I can get in touch with like a local windshield repairer, but the other thing I noticed here is that people tend to take weekends off and tend to go home early. My mom needed some jewelry repaired, so we went down to the jewelry shop and we called them before and they said, "Yeah, come on down. I'll be closing my doors at 2." So that's common here that businesses just close early because it's not that busy, especially if you're in a kind of like a small suburban part of town. Or if you're needing some specialty service, like if you have a specialty kind of doctor that you go to, you might need to go down to Nashville and get that done there. So even in Nashville, Jason, like it is so much going on down there. You've got all kinds of different places to eat, any kind of food that you want. I mean, it's so culturally diverse down in Nashville.
Hmm.
Of course, it's not to the level of California, but I can still get my itch if I want to get like a ramen. They have that there, or pho, sushi. I can get in. They have really good Indian food right here in town, and a really good pad thai down the street, which
Okay.
I freaking love pad thai. But anyway, so one of the curiosities is you can get anything you want to eat during the day, but if you go down to the bars on Broadway and you stay there till midnight or 1 a.m., which is common, people are out
Hmm.
all night, even till the sun rises sometimes, you can't find anywhere to eat. Like there's no places to eat that are open late,
Wow.
except for like drive-through McDonald's,
Yeah.
drive-through Taco Bell. And but here's the one thing that's open all the time that never closes that you all don't experience in California.
Hmm.
Waffle House.
Ah, okay.
You know about Waffle House, right?
Oh yeah, of course. Of course.
They're everywhere
Yeah.
and they never close.
Wow.
In fact, the federal government uses the Waffle House Index. Have you heard of this?
No, I've not.
So FEMA, the Federal Emergency Management Act or whatever,
Hmm.
association, whatever they're called, FEMA, they sometimes lose contact with different regions during hurricanes, natural disasters, things like that. And they don't always have people on the ground. So what they do is that they actually started reaching out to Waffle House Corporation and asked them and said, "Can you let us know when you close one of your stores
Oh
for
my
an
God.
emergency?" And they actually will pin that on the map, and that's how they find out how bad a disaster is, based on if the
Jeez.
Waffle House is open or not.
Ha! That's hilarious.
And so if you go on like our local Facebook groups around here, if there's like some major thing going on,
Yeah.
if somebody says the Waffle House closed, we know shit's going down.
Ah, that's hilarious.
That's how we know shit's going down. If the Waffle House in your town's
Oh my God.
closed,
Yeah.
oh shit, you better like leave town or something.
Get your nuclear suit and go.
Because
Oh
they
my.
will stay open even with the tornado coming, dude.
Sheesh.
They will. They'll stay open. They don't give a shit, dude. They'll continue. Like, oh,
Man,
that's nothing, honey. That's nothing, honey. You want some more coffee? You know, like, they don't care.
that's nothing. It's a little rain. That's all.
It's just a little rain, little wind. Are you scared? Don't be scared. It's okay.
Oh, that's hilarious. That's hilarious. And cash it out, or what are you gonna do?
Right?
Oh my God.
And I remember like the first time I experienced like a tornado here,
Hmm.
I was at the gym and like the TVs on the gym were talking about like, you better take cover soon, and nobody was going home. Everyone was just still continuing their workout. I was like, really? Like nobody's scared of the tornado coming?
It's like having an earthquake here compared to like having a tornado there.
Yeah.
Everybody's so used to it.
Yep, people are used to it. And they
No.
won't act until you get the actual siren and it says take cover.
Right,
And then
right.
people will be like, oh, fine. Let's take cover.
Right.
If
We have to. Sheesh.
I have to, my God.
Oh man.
But it's just different. Just like if you never experience an earthquake and you're in
Hmm.
California, you're going to be scared shitless from
Oh
it.
yeah, of course. 100%.
And us Californians, we just continue. We're just like, yeah, whatever. How many earthquakes have you experienced? You're just at work, sitting at your desk, or driving a car, or just like around the house, and you just like stop for a second while it's shaking,
Yep.
just to keep your balance, and you're like, oh, okay,
Yeah. Carry on. Yeah.
carry
Yeah.
on.
That's it.
Yep.
Yeah, when things start moving around, then sure. But other than that, yeah, it's just like whatever. It's a little roller coaster, that's all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know what's been on the news a lot lately, and this is wild,
Huh.
is the fact that President Trump had signed an executive order a few months ago
Hmm.
saying we got to release all the files related to UAP and UFO
Okay.
because the people deserve to know. And I remember one of the things that happened last year was um, President Obama, former President Obama, was being interviewed, and he casually just remarks and says, "Yeah, we know about aliens." It's like, what? Like, what do you mean we know about alien? What does that mean?
Right.
Yeah, he didn't use those exact words, but in a sense, like in a roundabout way, the words, whatever words he used, he confirmed that there's knowledge of people
Yeah.
that are not from here.
Right. Right.
And it's like, what the heck? So then you got this tremendous public interest around it. And somebody asked Trump in an interview shortly after that, they said, what do you think of former President Obama stating that aliens are real to some effect or that the government might have some sort of knowledge about this? And he
Hmm.
says, well, anything around that is highly classified, but based on what you'll see me doing pretty soon, I'm going to make it so that wasn't a crime because I'm going to release the info. And
Wow.
and everyone was like, no way. And that's like shortly after that, signed the executive order. Hey, Pete Hegseth, Department of War, let's get this ball rolling. Let's get these files out to the public.
Hmm.
They deserve to know. And all of us cheered like, heck yeah.
Right, right.
But what ended up happening, Jason, we started to see a string of scientists and different people that are involved in that community
Hmm.
disappear or die. And the one that really struck me, that really struck a chord, because some of these can you could maybe say are coincidence, right?
Hmm.
But really, what struck me was the former general of the Wright-Patterson Air Force Base. You know what that is?
No, I do not.
I'm going to connect some dots for you because not everybody's connecting dots online. I'm going to connect some dots for you. Wright-Patterson Air Force Base was more important to UFOs than Area 51.
Interesting. Okay.
Area 51 is just where they do flight tests.
Right.
They're flight testing drones, they're flight testing stealth bombers, and according to some people like Bob Lear or Bob Lazar and Lear Jets guy, they're flight testing UFOs and alien reconstruction craft, I think it's called, or alien. I can't remember, like AR or something, right? So anyway, so there's actual recovered craft, and there's actually remanufactured, rebuilt craft that they're test flying at Area 51, which is incredible. But
Right.
Wright-Patterson Air Force Base is the hub where they send all the little pieces of things that they find.
Hmm.
So that's like little pieces of craft, little pieces of technology, and also bodies that they've recovered have been sent to Wright-Patterson Air Force Base, according to the lore and different things.
Right. Okay.
But a lot of insiders say, yeah, there's something there. So then the former head of that base, the person who was at the top of that base, who ran everything, the general, freaking right after the Trump signs the executive order, this guy disappears. Air Force general. I'll tell you, I asked a military friend of mine once, and I said, how high up is a general? Like really? And they said, Sam, if you're working on a military base and even a colonel walks in, not just a general, but a colonel walks into the room that you're working in, he's like it's the equivalent of you working for a giant corporation and the CEO of that corporation or somebody on the board walks in on you. So imagine that. Like if I was at the former bank I worked at, I never saw
Hmm.
any executive past like my middle management
Right. Right.
ever come anywhere near where I was working. So that's how big of a deal that is if a colonel or a general walks into the room that you're working in or the
Hmm.
area that you're working in. That's a huge deal. So just to give you the magnitude of how important this guy was, he was basically like the CEO of that entire base, if you put it
Wow.
that way.
Okay. Yeah.
And then he goes missing after the executive order is written.
Mm.
We recently got a copy of the 911 call surrounding that.
Hmm.
His wife left for her doctor's appointment, and then about an hour or so later comes back and finds her husband's missing. This happened, I believe, in Arizona or New Mexico. Don't quote me on that. One of those two states.
Mm.
But they weren't living in the mountains or something like that.
Right.
They're in a city. So she comes home, he's gone. The car is still in the garage. His cell phone is still there.
Hmm. At the
His,
house.
yep, his wallet's still there. The only thing that he took with him was a gun,
Wow. Wow.
and he left on foot
Mm.
and never to be heard from again. And when she called into 911 and she was reporting, my husband's missing, I just got home, he's gone, everything of his is still here. You can hear her listing it off on the phone call.
Right.
She even says she tells the 911 operator, she's like, it's almost like he didn't want to be found wherever he is.
Wow. That's creepy, man.
Yeah.
That's creepy. Wow.
So somebody as important as an Air Force general, just a day or two after Trump announces he's going to release his files,
Yeah.
does something to make himself disappear, or maybe somebody made him disappear.
Exactly.
Yeah, we don't know. but it happened right when his wife left for her doctor's appointment. So either he planned that because he wanted to get the hell out of there because
Yeah.
he's worried about, somebody disappearing him in the desert,
Or
which is,
he's being watched. Yeah.
or somebody was already like on him and just like abducted him as soon as he was alone.
Yeah. Wow.
Hmm.
Shady business, the government, man. I'm telling you, can't be
So,
trusted.
so now when you start to connect more dots over the last couple of years, only the last couple of years, Jason, because
Hmm.
the UFO talk's been around and people knew that Trump was going to release these files
Right.
because there was a lot of talk in Washington, D.C. about him wanting to do this for a long time. So it's just now that it's coming to public light. Over the last few years, scientists who are working on anti-gravity, scientists who are working on exotic jet propulsion, and other scientists who are possibly working on these recovered materials have disappeared. And our count is around, I believe it's around 11 or 12 that have gone now over the last couple of years.
Wow.
Scientists, people working in the military, UFO researchers, gone. Like that girl Ashley, I can't remember her last name. She was working in JPL in Alabama.
Hmm.
So there's a JPL headquarters in Birmingham, Alabama, which is about 2 hours south of me, where
Right.
a lot of the research that NASA does is over there. And she had openly admitted before she got disappeared that she was working on anti-gravity tech for NASA, which is something she probably shouldn't be talking about.
Yeah.
And one of the wild things about that, and it's hard to find a video because it's been taken down so many times,
Hmm.
is that she was showing that she was being attacked by a directed energy weapon,
Wow.
and that they were shooting microwave beams through her window and burning her hands. Like she showed her hands getting burned from
Holy cow.
microwave beams. So she actually all her windows she started boarding them up and moving bookcases in front of them.
Sheesh.
Yep.
That's crazy.
Hmm. Let me tell you something else that's wild.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something else that's wild. So remember when we took the leader of Argentina
Hmm.
or
Hmm.
Was it? Or, sorry, Venezuela. Yeah,
Venezuela. Yeah.
sorry. Um, the American forces came in, arrested him, took him back to the U.S. in custody. Right?
Hmm.
Do you know the story of how that went down operationally?
I just know that Trump told him to fall in line. He didn't fall in line, so we went to get him. That's all I really knew.
Okay. There's a bigger story though about how we did it.
Okay.
So Caroline Leavitt is the press secretary for President Trump.
Hmm.
So you think of her like the voice of President Trump. Anything she says is considered coming from him.
Right. Okay.
So she posted on her X account on her Twitter after that happened this story that was told by one of the guards that was guarding his palace or his compound or whatever.
Hmm.
She posted it, reposted it. US military came in on a helicopter and they incapacitated all of the guards and all of the military guarding him by using sound.
Wow.
They used a directed energy weapon
Hmm.
on the helicopter that just played a sound that made them all fall down to the ground, holding their head, blood coming out of their ears and their nose,
Holy cow.
and they all just dropped. And our military didn't shoot a shot. They just walked in, grabbed them, and left.
Sheesh. One, that's badass. I won't lie. But damn, that's crazy.
Dude, we she inadvertently admitted that the US has that crazy tech.
Yeah.
They can, on a flip of a switch, just incapacitate you and drop you down to the ground
Hmm. He just walked in like they own the place.
and just walk in, and all of them just can't move.
Yeah.
Imagine that.
Sheesh. Holy cow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Hmm. So when people say that's conspiracy, no, there is not conspiracy. We have in our possession energy weapons. In fact, there was a news about 10 years ago. There was a CNN news story
Hmm.
about this project where they were using a directed energy weapon off of a Navy ship, and they demonstrated it for her.
Right.
And they're like, okay, let me just flip the switch and show you what it does. There's a car there. It instantly destroyed the car in like seconds
Sheesh.
with a laser.
Man, that'd be crazy.
So if they have those mounted on Navy ships,
Hmm.
and here's what the rumors are. Those things are probably in space right now.
Mm.
Now, there's treaties amongst countries that say you're not allowed to do that in space.
Right.
But since when are countries following treaties?
Exactly. Exactly.
Of course they're going to tell us, no, there's no lasers in space.
Yeah.
There's no laser. Of course, because they don't want to get in trouble.
Right.
But as soon as China launches a laser in space, you think US is just going to sit around and do nothing?
Hell no.
No, they're gonna launch a laser in space too, and then Russia's gonna see them doing that, and they're gonna
Yeah.
launch a laser in space too. Now now back to the UFO files that are being dropped. There's video of our military shooting down freaking UFOs, man.
Hmm.
Have you seen that?
I've seen clips of certain things, yeah. Yeah, which is I saw one where like he shot at it and
Yeah,
like the bullet literally just bounced off. It didn't even affect it. And
yeah,
and nobody knew what it was. Like the official word was, we don't know what to tell you. It was like, are you serious? That just happened. You have no explanation of what that was?
yeah.
I mean, my God,
My
seriously.
God, dude. Hmm.
Oh, man, it's crazy. The
It's
government
wild.
is I don't know what else to say, but it's just crazy. I don't want black SUVs pulling up here, but it's just they are crazy. They're legitimately crazy with power.
Here's a wild story right here. The
Mm-hmm.
orange orbs incident. So back on the last batch, the second batch of UAP files that was released on May
Hmm.
22nd. So this is like super, super recent. A senior US intelligence officer who's still serving right now was in a helicopter in late 2025 over a US Western mountain test range. And they were investigating loud thuds from previous UAP reports.
Okay.
In the distance, they saw countless orange orbs swarming in all directions against the mountain backdrop. And then up close, two large oval orbs, like orange, white, and yellow centers, glowing in
Hmm.
every direction, flared up right next to their helicopter.
Okay.
And they flew stationary just above the rotor disc. Holy
Man.
crap. So more orbs kept appearing. One rose from the ground and got within 10 feet of the helicopter before dropping below and speeding off.
Sheesh.
So imagine that you're in like a helicopter and these damn orbs just start surrounding you.
God. That'd be time where you just want to go home. It's
Yeah.
like,
Like, I
I'm
don't get
done.
paid enough for this shit. So then they scrambled fighter jets,
Hmm.
and the orbs started chasing the jets, matching their speed and flight path.
Oh my God.
The officer wrote, quote, "We were virtually speechless after these observations," end quote.
Man.
No conclusion in their memo. It's just raw footage in the files right now. I guess they didn't give us like a video. I think it's just like a picture is all I found.
Hmm.
But here's what this is wild. I'm gonna come into this part now. So there's a lot of talk in Congress right now between different representatives who are not only very interested in the UFO files and UAP files, but they're a little
Hmm.
worried too, because this is now starting to blend into religion and specifically Christianity.
Hmm.
You have Congresswoman Luna talking about if you want to learn more about what these are and what's going on, read the Book of Enoch. I've talked about that on a previous podcast.
Yeah, yeah.
The Book of Enoch, the Watchers, the Nephilim,
Hmm.
right? The fallen angels, which is wild that this is now all connecting round back to that. What did I say before, Jason? that these fallen
Yeah.
angels are freaking aliens, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so now we got a government saying, hey, if you want to learn more about aliens, read the book of Enoch. The book of Giants talks about this as well too, the Nephilim.
Hmm.
But here's where it gets wild is that you now have religious leaders, so different people that have big churches, big followings in the Christian community, being advised by the government to get ready to handle the revelation of alien life
Oh man.
and how that's going to impact your church, your people, your ministry, all that is now being taken into account because a lot of people, a lot of traditionalists don't accept don't accept it. They don't.
Hmm. Right.
And I've talked to you about this before, and I know you're not fully on my way of thinking about it, but at the same time you're still open-minded about it.
Of course I am. Yeah.
But you're kind of on the fence a little bit because it kind of doesn't it rock you a little bit
Oh, it
thinking
does.
about some of these stories in the Bible might be aliens acting on Earth.
Yeah.
How
Yeah.
does that make you
Mm.
feel as somebody who I consider you a strong Christian and somebody who's
Yeah.
strong in his faith?
Yeah.
And how does that make you feel if some of these historical stories are tied to aliens in some way?
I honestly, I think I think they're demons. I don't think necessarily the government can call them aliens all they want, but I think they're demons. I
Hmm.
think their demons can come in any type of forms that they want, and they are going to come to this world and take over. Honestly, that's where the ends of times are starting. The signs are there, and if people don't want to listen to it, that's fine. But I guarantee you, the 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 end time is near. It's coming. The signs are there. You just gotta open your eyes to it real quick. But bottom line, I think these are demons. That's what I think.
Hmm. And it's not you alone in that. There's
Yeah.
actually people in government that believe that as well too.
Mm.
I happen to think that's more of a traditionalist viewpoint.
Hmm.
Um, because and what I've said before, I think that aliens, demons, and angels are all one and the same. Because I believe that there's higher levels of life that have taken on the role of angels,
Hmm.
and that they do act on God. Because I do believe God is real. I do believe in the Bible, and I am a Christian. I just
Right.
have different ways of explaining it than some people do. And I also believe that there are evil aliens that are in every essence, in every form, in every ability. They're no different than demons. Because if you have the ability to walk through walls, if you have
Hmm.
the ability to do things that look like magic to us humans, but you just have a really high level of technology and you have a corporeal form that's on a higher dimension than ours, you're no different than a freaking demon or an angel.
Right.
And I do believe that they still have a way of acting on Earth, but they don't always get directly involved because it does require some buy-in from us humans.
Right. Right.
And I also believe that they are serving either God or Satan in their ways.
Hmm.
But my cautionary to everybody is don't fall back on too much on your religious beliefs without having an open mind that there's other things that are possible and that
Hmm.
these other things that are possible that may sound foreign, that may sound strange or just not possible to you might just be another way of explaining something that is part of your religion and doesn't go
Right.
against your
Right.
faith.
Yeah, which is a good point to make really as well. Make have the information, but also do your own fact checking as well. There's no
Yes.
reason why you have to believe one person what they're saying just because they're on a stage every week preaching these words. There's absolutely no reason. Do your own research and come to your own conclusion because that's what we are. We're humans. We have that free will to do that.
Hmm.
Well, but again, like I said, the end times are coming. It's just that simple, you know. We all have to be ready for that. That's what it
We
comes down
all have to be ready as if the end times are coming tomorrow.
to. Mhm.
But at the same time, and this is my firm belief that God has given us free will.
Yeah.
and everything can be explained through free will. Um, one of the things that can be readily explained through free will is that he says specifically in the Bible, he says, when the end time comes, no one's going to know about it ahead of time.
It's true.
And if you listen to some of these Christian people that claim to be Christians, but they're also predicting the end times, and they're saying, an angel told me the end times are coming in 2027. We can't believe that
No,
because those
definitely
people,
are
I
false
mean,
prophets.
they're acting against the Bible because the Bible specifically says we're not supposed to know.
Exactly. Nobody knows.
We're not supposed to know. And if God told us when the end times are, guess what that does, Jason? That takes away our free will as
It
people.
sure does.
It does.
It sure does.
Because we're supposed to be acting as if it could happen tomorrow or it could happen in our grandkids' lives or
It can
whenever.
happen as we're
Whatever.
talking right now.
Yes,
You
it
know
could
that
happen right now.
exactly. That'd be weird. The JS Unfiltered podcast is the reason why it happened.
As soon
But
as
yeah,
as soon as it drops, right?
you're exactly.
It's like God let people hear it before end times, at least hear the episode.
Can we make some money off it first? Is that
Yeah,
okay?
can we monetize first?
I'm just asking. I'm just asking.
Dude, we're so far away from
I
monetizing this
know. I
stuff
know.
right now.
I know. Shit. God's sakes.
Unless, hey, all of you watching right now, share, comment, like, you know,
Exactly.
blast us out. We can make our dreams come true.
Yeah. Some big company wants to buy this damn thing, and yeah, we'll do this full time, no problem. Shoot.
And then Jason promises that if this monetizes, he'll buy a gold tooth and show it to you guys.
Sure will. Go play it all around, darn it. Go play it all around.
Oh God, dude. You know,
Speaking of the government as well, did you hear the thing that happened in Garden Grove, Orange County just recently about that nuclear? I'm not sure if it was nuclear, but some type of um I don't know what the hell it was, but
yeah,
some chemical thing almost blew up.
yeah, it was an acrylics manufacturer for the aerospace industry. And
Yes,
the
yes,
chemicals that they had were in a big giant silo.
yeah,
And
yeah.
a local man in Stanton, he had crashed his car into the
No,
silo.
that was not me. That was not me.
I have a video showing you doing that.
That was completely AI for sure. 100% that was. The reason I bring that up because I mean that was just too neat of a thing for me to imagine. I mean, yes, did we evacuate? Of course we did. But simple fact that they come up with this map, right? And they tell you, okay, in this area, if you live in this area, you gotta get out because this thing is about to explode. And this is right after my son's graduation from high school.
Hmm.
It happened that day, apparently started. The next day they tell us to get out. What amazing thing though is where this map is, right? If you cross the street, you're okay. But if you stay in this part, you're not. So I'm
Hmm.
thinking to myself, okay, so if this thing explodes, these chemicals are going to know that you can't cross this line or something. It became, to me, it started thinking to myself, I'm like, could this have been a example or a test, I should say, that the government was doing on a small scale to see if people could be controlled on a small scale. Now, granted, when we got out, we tried to come back in. We were in for like a few minutes to get some of our personal stuff, and then we left again, right? The
Hmm.
next day, like on Saturday, everything was blocked off. So you couldn't get into this area if you wanted to or not. Right? The streets were blocked off. Some people in our complex, we learned, actually stayed. They didn't evacuate because no one actually came to our doors and told us to get out. We just got an email from our complex telling us get out. So
Oh, really?
yeah, so nobody actually came to the doors as far as I know, telling people to get out. It was just a mass email. But it was too neat as I was thinking about it. I mean, yes, we left because we were concerned, but at the same time, I started thinking more into it, and I'm like, could this have been a test to see who they control, who they couldn't control? Because at the end of the day, nothing happened, which is great. But I don't know, it seemed too neat for me. Everything went too well preserved on a weekend where it was supposed to be a holiday weekend. People were supposed to have planning going places, graduations were happening, people were going out of town, and now they're trying to control people. It was the whole freaking COVID thing over again, honestly. So I figured, were they trying to do a small little test? What would your thoughts been on that? Sam, do you think we were actually in danger, or was this the government trying to pull some big bully, big brother project on us or something?
That is totally within the realm of what they would do.
Yeah.
And the question would be, was that probably not the locals pulling that off? It would probably be somebody on a federal or
Hmm.
even intelligence community level doing something like that. Because um, you think about stuff like that happening. There was a story a few years ago, back during COVID, that Walmart was getting ready to cooperate with the government to have all these like holding areas for people.
Hmm. I heard about that. Yeah.
Yeah, and that FEMA was going to be in charge of that. But what if FEMA was doing a test on a very urbanized area like Southern California? Because you look at that area, it is completely different than most of the United States.
Mm.
I know because I'm living here in Tennessee. There's no area like Garden Grove, Cypress, Orange right there. Over here, there's downtown Nashville. It's different. There's my city, way different. But when you have those urbanized kind of grid laid out areas, maybe FEMA wanted to test out, okay, how swiftly could we evacuate this area
Mm.
and how swiftly could we control them? Because I have friends that live in Cyprus, as you know,
Yeah.
and I was communicating with them. I'm like, yeah, what was going on during that? And they're telling me that them and the neighbors were still coming in and out of the neighborhood and grabbing what they needed to grab out of the house.
Hmm.
There were police patrols, but there's no like strict lockdown and force
Right.
where they
Right.
were able to control it because people were still breaking through the barrier. I don't know if that's
Hmm.
your experience too, but like my friend, his house was less than a mile away from that epicenter.
Oh,
So
really?
yeah, so he was able to get back to his house and grab his things.
Hmm.
But um, anyways, I don't put it past him, Jason. I don't put
Yeah.
it past him that that could have been a FEMA experiment. Hell, that could have been CIA testing out something. You know, heck, for all we know, there's a freaking alien walking around over there, and they didn't want people to see. I don't know.
That's true. I know. You're right. You're right. It could have been anything, honestly.
Yeah,
It could have been.
yeah.
Yeah. It makes me. It just clarifies that the government can't be trusted. I've had bad experiences with the government in the past as well, from when Lee and I were first starting and stuff. And you've heard that story 100 times, but it's
Mhm.
just I don't trust the government. I don't
Yeah.
care who's in charge. I don't care if it's a Republican, Democrat, Trump, whoever. At the end of the day, I don't trust them. I don't.
Yeah,
They're
absolutely.
they're all power hungry, and they want all the power to themselves. They want to control everything, and it's just evil. I mean, just flat out evil, man. It's crazy.
Absolutely. Just like I'm probably going to end with this story, but like my
Mhm.
last story, but you heard about Google, right? Or Alphabet Company, what
What
they're
happened
doing right
there?
now?
Nah.
They just asked for permission to drop millions of mosquitoes on Florida residents.
Why?
Apparently, they've introduced bacteria and diseases to these mosquitoes,
Oh my God. Okay.
and the purpose of it is so that they're all male mosquitoes. So there's information and there's disinformation. So I'm gonna clear it up for everybody because I know there's a lot of people online that are talking about I don't want to get bitten by a mosquito that was, has genetically modified. Well, only the females mosquitoes bite, the males don't.
Hmm.
So these mosquitoes that were released all are male mosquitoes, and they're hoping that they're gonna mate with the female mosquitoes and infect them to either shorten their lives, stop them from breeding, or possibly kill them.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
but I mean, still, I get it. Okay, these Google disease mosquitoes aren't going to bite you, but what about who they mate with? And they
Mm.
pass on that disease. Are they going to bite us?
Yeah.
Or what if they do lay babies and those babies are genetically modified? What's going to happen then?
Hmm. Exactly.
Why are we experimenting on our own people doing this crap?
I don't know. Man, it's just, oh, it'd be too easy to live in a world of harmony and peace You always have to have someone trying to outdo the last crisis and such. And once you finally think we got the world cleaned up, something else freaking happens. It's like we
Yep.
literally just cleaned this up 5 minutes ago. Can we leave it alone for 5 minutes too? Was that too easy?
Mhm. Yeah.
You got some other wacko wanting to drop freaking mosquitoes. Honestly, it's freaking ridiculous.
And you wouldn't believe who's behind it.
Huh.
Who's behind it, even though Google's the face of it.
Hmm.
Your buddy Bill Gates.
Oh, of course. Good old Bill Gates. That guy's a piece of work, I'm telling you. Honestly.
You know, we're never going to get monetized with the crap that we talk about.
We would have to be censored so freaking much. It's not even funny. Oh God, sakes. They would keep our initials and then replace us with like two different people. That's what would happen.
Yeah, because you can't call out the elites. You call out, Bill Gates. Now the
Yeah.
news is going to say, "Oh, you're bad. You're a conspiracy theorist." Or, people talking about Epstein files. It's like you
Hmm.
can't call out somebody on the Epstein list, then they're going
Of
to
course
come
not.
after you. It's like, dude, first of all, yes, I voted for Trump. Do I like what he did with the Epstein list? Hell no, I don't like it. He's protecting his buddies.
Of
Do,
course.
do I think that he was on the island raping kids? No, I don't, because there's no evidence of that. Do I think he was doing these nasty things and doing all these bad things with women? No, I don't think so. There's no evidence of that. But did he do wrong with the Epstein files? Yeah, he did. Does he do other stuff wrong? Yeah, he does. Do I like that we went to war with Iran? No, I don't. But at the same time, do I regret voting for him? No, I don't, because the alternative was what's worse. And I am a conservative at heart. But here's the
Hmm.
thing, and I'll tell you this: when it comes to politics, when it comes to watching people online, I'll give you an example of this. Right? I've been watching videos and on my feed. Mark Cuban has been coming up.
Hmm.
He's a billionaire.
Hmm.
So obviously he has good advice on money and things like that, on like business strategies, things like that. Do I like the way he negotiates with the shot clock thing? No, I don't like that. I won't negotiate like him. But do I like some of the advice he gives on money and finances? Sometimes I do. So I watch his videos. Do I agree with Mark Cuban's politics? Hell no. I think that guy is out of his mind with some of the stuff he posts when it comes to politics. I think
Hmm.
he's out of his mind. But does that mean that I disregard everything else he says? No. I still think he has valuable insights to give, but I don't agree with him personally. I think he's a whack job in other areas. The same
Right.
thing goes when it's silly when somebody says, "Don't you regret voting for Trump? Don't you regret because he's doing this and doing that and doing this?" No, I don't. I won't go back in time and change my vote. But it doesn't mean that I buy into everything that he does.
Right.
And he just happens to be the one that's going to get more shit done than anybody else.
Yep.
And he still has. He,
He's already proven that he's not someone to
Mhm.
to, to mess with.
Oh yeah,
Honestly.
he's gotten
Yeah.
more shit done than anyone else.
Yeah.
He's done more for our country than any of the other shithead presidents that we've had.
Yeah. Yeah.
Still, I'll vote for him again until
Yeah.
somebody better comes along.
Exactly.
Yeah, but am I
Exactly.
still going to criticize what he does? Hell yeah.
Of course. Again,
Am I
that's our
going to
free
criticize?
will. That's our choice. We
Yes.
have that. We have that ability.
That's what whole reason our freaking Constitution exists, bro,
Hmm.
so that we can criticize our people in power.
Yep.
Just like I tell you all the time, I like to watch these YouTube videos of auditors. You've heard it. I told you that before, right?
Yeah.
The First Amendment auditors, and they'll go in, they'll walk into a government building, and they'll film,
Hmm.
and then they'll be harassed by every employee. Why are you filming? Why are you here? What's your business here? The point of that is that what our government should be open and transparent, and that if we want to see what's going on, we the people have the right to see what's going on.
Yep.
So I
So
do commend First Amendment auditors for doing that. I don't always approve of them when they get kind of mean to people, but other than that, because there's no reason to be mean to anybody. But
right.
at the same point, they're proving a good point that our police officers, you're allowed to film them. Our
Hmm.
government officials, our city council, you're allowed to film them. Our our president, our governors, our people that are in power, you're allowed to show a camera to what they're doing. You're allowed to know what they're doing, and you're allowed to know everything that they're talking about when it comes to their official. role in government.
Right.
Transparency is key.
Yep. Agreed. Wholeheartedly agreed. And not to change the subject, but my family and I just watched the Mandalorian and Grogu movie last night.
Uh-huh.
We probably watched it way later than we should have, but still, that's beside the point.
Oh, I forgot to spoil you on it.
Yeah, I know we finally got to it. It was awesome. I loved every single second of it. It was a really cool movie. They showed previews as well for Spider-Man's New Day coming out in July 31st, I think, or something like that. That looks cool.
Mhm. Yeah.
That looks really, really cool. And of course, the big finale that we got going on in December for the Doomsday. That right there. That date is locked in stone. Nothing else is happening that day but that. So yeah, got some great movies coming up here very, very shortly. So I hope everybody gets a chance to see it and such. But yeah, it was really cool last night.
Yeah, so you know what's interesting about that Mandalorian Grogu? I did enjoy the movie. I
Hmm.
liked it. But as you know, I'm a big Star Wars fan as well too, so I follow a
Yeah.
lot of other stuff that's going on. And
Right.
I'll give you my gripes about it, which is not so much the movie,
Hmm.
but it's the decisions behind the movie are my gripes.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna sound like a tired old Star Wars fan right now, but that's fine. I don't give a crap. So I enjoyed the movie, and I'll probably go see it again. But I am criticizing the decisions behind the movie that the executives have made. Because one of the things that they said was, well, Dave, don't uh, make it more accessible to a wider audience. So they changed it. Did you know this?
No, I did not.
Okay, so the original plan for this movie was to make it connecting to the other projects in Star Wars that they had going on.
Right. Okay.
And they wanted to emulate Marvel a little bit in that sense,
Hmm.
where you had connective tissue of, oh, you have the skeleton crew, and now they meet up with Mando. Now you have these other guys like what was going on, like Ahsoka. You can bring in
Right.
Ahsoka Tano. You can bring in Bo-Katan, and these other characters that are kind of doing their side quest kind of stuff in universe, and bring them all together to fight a big bad, which would have been Grand Admiral Thrawn.
Hmm.
And then you had Ezra Bridger, you had all these characters from Rebels coming to life, and it was going to be an awesome kind of like what is it like? What was the movie in Marvel like Infinity War?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, all the characters coming back and fighting one bad guy all together moment.
Hmm.
That would have been epic and freaking cool.
Yeah. It would.
But then Disney execs were like, "Well, we don't want the fans to be confused about these other characters,
Who
and
cares about them? That
and
would have been awesome.
they're not going to sell as many tickets, and we want to be inclusive, and blah 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 blah."
Fucking Disney.
Dude, it's like, dude, shut the fuck up.
Seriously. God sakes.
Come on.
Oh.
And it would have been so cool. Now, did we get a bad movie? No, we did not get a bad movie. I'm gonna be clear about that. And it's annoying how people are like, why'd you go see the movie? You're complaining about it. Why'd you go? Shut up too, mofo. It was a good movie, but there's something greater that could have been released
Yes.
that
Yes.
didn't, is what I'm saying. Because
Could it
Disney
be fixed
executives
though?
have the thumb up their ass.
Can it be fixed? Can they do what you just mentioned?
They can
Just
still do
control them.
it. They
Oh,
won't.
exactly. I was about to say. Yeah.
There's no plans for it. They scrapped the plans.
Of course.
Could they fix it tomorrow? They could, but they're not because they're freaking
Yeah.
Disney executives. You know, just like South Park. You remember South Park?
Oh yeah.
One of this?
I remember South Park. Oh yeah.
You know which episode I'm talking about?
I think so. I
Yeah.
think.
Where
Yeah.
Cartman dresses up like Kathleen Kennedy.
Yes. Oh my goodness, yes. Oh my God. Yes, yes,
Not
yes.
gonna, you look it up, guys. I'm not gonna tell you, but you go ahead
Yeah.
and look it up. It's hilarious.
There's no way we can get censored. It'd be
Yeah.
great.
Yeah. We're already doing enough bad shit as it is.
Oh God.
And then I'm going to tell you something else. I know you're not a fan of this, but I'm just going to gripe about this before I go.
Huh.
Is I'm a big fan of Stargate, Stargate
Yeah.
Atlantis, Stargate SG-1, all that. And we were so excited because last year they had announced a brand new series coming to life, and they're going to start. They were planning it. They were already in pre-production for the last few months, and we were waiting for production to start. And just a day or two ago, the executives at MGM said, or well, Amazon, sorry, not MGM, Amazon, freaking Jeff Bezos, you motherfucker, at Amazon said that they're canceling the show.
Of course they are.
Yep.
Anything good, they can't just let go.
Yep. And you know the reason why they said it?
Huh.
They said it was too servicey for fans and it wasn't going to reach a diverse, wide audience. Same reason for Mando and Grogu.
Wow. Too
So,
servicey for fans. So the people who
yes.
actually watch the show and are happy with it, giving it ratings, we don't want that. No, let's squash that.
No, we don't want fans. We just want
No,
random people off the freaking street to watch it.
exactly.
It's like, dude,
Idiots.
it wasn't that bad for fans. I mean, it wasn't that bad for people to watch it brand new. It's just basically they're going to bring in like a lot of the old characters to bridge the series.
Yeah.
Let's do that. Come
Oh
on.
my goodness, that's unbelievable.
So likely what they're going to do is completely scrap it for now, and then maybe 10 years from now, they'll release a reboot. And by that time, the actors are all going to be too old to come back. So
Right.
we're dead. Yeah. Because I was looking forward to
Yeah.
seeing my old cast come back and
Mm.
live those. Oh, you know what's happening in January, and I really would love to do this, is there's a Stargate cruise.
Oh,
Dude.
yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah, like, yeah, dude, I'd be loving that. There's a
Very
there's a
cool.
cruise in January that's gonna have some of the actors from Stargate on it,
Oh, wow.
and they're calling it a Stargate cruise. Yeah,
Oh,
I'm
sweet.
thinking about joining that. We'll see.
Yeah, that'd be cool. That'd be pretty neat experience. Oh, my goodness gracious.
Yes, sir.
Well, I think our time is just about up. I have to get one of my kids from his school here shortly, so I'm gonna sign off. But this is great. We'll continue to do this. The dates might be still fluctual because of my schedule and stuff, but we'll see if we can work something out.
Yeah,
Get it.
everybody DM Jason and tell him to get his shit together so that we can do this every week. Because I'm ready to come back next week. It's up to him.
I just
Yeah.
gotta find a date, man. As long as I got the date and the time, I'll do it. That's it. That's all. It's just like one of those special appearances or something like that. That's all.
You're not a special appearance. You're a main character, motherfucker.
Oh, goodness gracious. Love you too there, bud.
All right, guys. Well, thank you for joining us for another episode. We love you all. We hope to see you next week, and God bless, and we'll talk to you later.
See you later.